Hi everybody, NPFL Bass Pro Gary Adkins here with your weekly TRS tackle tip of the week. This week I'm going to talk a little bit about a bait that's really came onto the scene in the last couple of years. It's a bait that I've experimented with and very impressed with. It's called the Megabass Dark Sleeper. I'll tell you what, it's a great way to catch nice smallmouth and largemouth. And today I'm going to talk a little bit how I use it, the rod and reel combination I use, and some of the areas that I use to target fish. First, let's start with my rod and reel combination. As far as a rod, I got an NRX G Loomis rod. It's a 7'3" medium action rod with a fast tip. I've got it paired up with a Abu Garcia Xenon spinning reel, and I've got it spooled up with 5-pound Power Pro braid with an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. Great rod and reel combination for the presentation that I'm going to talk about. So if you're not familiar with the Dark Sleeper, it is a goby imitating bait, and it comes in a lot of great colors. You can either swim it, you can drag it like a tube. There's a lot of great ways to fish this bait. Very impressed with it. When I'm targeting smallmouth, I'm going to make a long cast with it, longest cast as I can to get away from the boat. And I'm going to let it sink to the bottom, and I'm just going to slow roll it back to the boat. Especially in that cold water early in the year when smallmouth are not real aggressive yet. Just slow roll it back to the boat, and they'll just come into it and eat it. Or you can make that same long cast to whatever you're targeting, whether it's a rock pile, weed line, sand edge, gravel, whatever it might be. And you can drag it like a tube also. It really looks a lot like a goby. And the smallmouth really like to eat this thing. I'm very impressed with it. As far as other applications, like for largemouth, last year I experimented a little bit with it because now if you look at this, the hook is buried into the fin. It's got a split fin, so the hook tip is not exposed. Now on this particular one, I actually cut the fin right to the tip of the hook just to assure a better hook set. But I'll tell you what, I experimented last year with this, actually flipping it into weeds and fishing it on weed lines. And I'll tell you what, the largemouth liked it just as much as the smallmouth did. So don't be afraid to use it around weeds. Like I said, the hook is not exposed. It comes through weeds and around wood really well. So don't be afraid to use it for largemouth either. I actually paired it up with I think it was a 7'6" flipping stick with 15-pound fluorocarbon line, and I was flipping it around weed clumps and around wood, and the largemouth ate it just as well. So don't be afraid to use it there either. It's a great bait. So as you can see, I've got a great selection of them. I really started using this a lot. All these were purchased at the TRS. The TRS has got a great selection of all weights because they come in different sizes, all the way from quarter, 3/8, half, 3/4. And the hair, like for largemouth, I was using the 3/4. For smallmouth, I'm typically at 3/8, half ounce. But go over to the TRS. They got a great selection. If you use promo code Gary6548, you can save 10% on all online purchases, everything in the store. And I'll tell you what, the TRS's got a lot of great sales going on right now. It's springtime. They're really pushing out the tackle. So go online, check them out. Use that promo code Gary6548 and save yourself some money. Hope this tackle tip helps you put more fish in the boat. And until next week, hope to see you on the water.